This past Sunday, we read the scripture where Jesus flipped the tables and drove out the money changers. We explored the idea of Jesus as a rebel. Now, personally, this really resonates with me because I absolutely love a series of movies that focus on a bunch of rebels. I love Star Wars. I have a ton of reasons why I think stories that take place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away are simply the best. I love the idea of wide-eyed farm boys, lovable rogues, and outspoken princesses resisting an evil empire. Something about that just really draws me in. The fact that there are dogfighting spaceships, laser swords, and cantinas full of aliens are just added bonuses. But if there is one scene from all of Star Wars that best embodies what I love about Star Wars, it comes from the movie Rogue One. There's a point in that movie where the hero, Jyn Erso, is trying to convince the Rebel Alliance to launch a daring raid to steal the Death Star plans. There are a lot of naysayers, and one person pessimistically asks, "What hope do we have?" To which she responds, "Rebellions are built on hope." The dual themes of rebellion and hope are woven throughout Star Wars, and they are also two themes that we find at the root of Christianity. The Christian faith is based on hope. As the old hymn declares, "My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus Christ, his righteousness." Hebrews 11:1 perhaps gives one of the best definitions of faith, and it grounds that definition in hope. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and an assurance about what we do not see. Hope is foundational to the Christian experience. To be a Christian is to have an intrinsic and deeply rooted sense of hope. Rebellion is a concept that Christianity has a much more contentious relationship with. Often Christianity gets reduced down to a list of do's and don'ts. Too often, Christians have appointed themselves arbiters of right behavior. When the faith is viewed as little more than a measuring stick for morality, then it would seem that being a rebel would be the opposite of being a Christian. However, it can be argued that Christianity has its roots in rebellion. The teachings and examples of Christ ran countercultural to the expectations of the religious leaders of his day. Jesus was executed the way that rebels were typically executed. And on more than one occasion, Paul was ran out of town for fear that he was inciting rebellious attitudes. The message of the Bible is one that is a little subversive. It advocates selflessness in place of selfishness. The scripture promotes humility over pride. It preaches to do unto others instead of do for yourself. Seeking to follow God's commands or the examples of Jesus have long been an act of rebellion when compared to the ways of the world. Rebellion is an act that subverts the status quo, the way things are. It's done in order to change it to something else. The world that we live in is broken and fallen, and any act as a Christ follower that we take to shine a light on this or to attempt to fix it is going to be perceived as upsetting the status quo. Seeking to follow Jesus will often be viewed as subversion. Jesus is Lord has always been a rebellious statement. If we live it out seriously, it is still a rebellious statement. So make no mistake, Jesus is leading a rebellion. It is a rebellion against the oppression of sin and darkness. It is a rebellion of grace against legalism. And it is a rebellion of love against hate. It is a rebellion built on hope.